Hey, I'm Arnold Lescano, and I guide people into deep emotional healing and physical healing through the power of bioenergetics. This is an amazing body-based healing technique and therapy developed by Dr. Alexander Lowen to help us to reconnect to the core of who we are, our core being through movement, through breath, and through expression. And today what we're going to do is go over the psychopathic character structure, which is one of the 5 primary personality patterns in bioenergetics. And whether you've already taken the character structure assessment below and know that this is your primary character structure, or if you're just beginning to explore this journey, just know that knowing your dominant character structure will provide you with powerful insights into the way you behave, into the way you hold boundaries, and also will guide you into your healing path. What is the psychopathic structure? So this structure forms when a child's authentic expression of who they are is met not only by rejection from their parents or their primary caregivers, but also there's a form of manipulation going on. They're playing an emotional game with their parents. Basically, their parents are saying, I'll love you, but only if you play my game. And in that case, they feel the betrayal that's going on, but they also learn to adapt to the situation, to play this game. And the way they adapt is by learning to control. They learn to read others, scan the room, find out what others are doing. They also learn to dominate others and lead others. And at the same time, they hide their true feelings. They hide their vulnerability through their performance and through their own dominance. As adults, this personality pattern continues on with them, and it leads to some great things. They appear very charismatic, for one. They also seem very strategic in what they're doing, and they seem very self-assured and very well put together. At the same time, though, underneath that mask, there is a deep fear. There's a fear of being vulnerable. There's a even greater fear of being used by other people as they were used back in the day and manipulated into these emotional games by their parents. And that doesn't help them in their relationships, in intimacy. And they also have another fear, that is to never be at the mercy of another person again, because of the bind that they found themselves in early on in life. Physical and emotional traits. So physically, the psychopathic character structure holds themselves up pretty tall. They generally have a puffed up chest, kind of signaling their strength and their control. They also have eyes that are very alert, scanning, right? They've been doing this for a long, long time. And their voice is generally very clear and very confident. The issue for them is generally in the pelvic area, where it seems like there's a split. There's a disconnection from their heart and their genitals. And you can notice this in their body that tends to be very top heavy, where it seems like they have a strong presence, but at the same time, they're kind of disconnected from the ground or their deeper truths inside. The split is also able to be seen in the fact that they have this amazing ability to be powerful, but at the same time, they also have this fear internally of weakness, of collapse, and of potentially being exposed or found out. Now, for their emotional health, I like to use The Whole Brain Child, an awesome book that describes mental health and emotional health as going through the flow of a river. That is mental health when you're in the flow. But on the 2 banks of the river, there's one side that's emotional chaos, where we don't want to go. And on the other side is rigidity, stagnation, where we also don't want to go. Being in the flow of the river is emotionally healthy. However, for the psychopathic character structure, they don't want to go on either side of the banks, but they're also not peacefully going through the river. They are pushing through the river. They're going as fast as they can in order to stay away from the two banks of the river and to just never be found out, which causes an issue for them in their inability to be at peace in the flow of the river. They have a hard time just relaxing and being calm in the river. What healing looks like. Healing this structure is not about losing your power. Instead, it's about grounding your power, grounding it in truth, so that your heart and your pelvis can coexist, meaning that your desires and your personal vulnerability and your leadership and your charisma and all that other stuff can coexist together so that you can be in integrity and no longer have that need to control, and knowing now that you can trust the fact that you do not have to dominate in order to be safe. In the body, it means grounding the legs. It also means freeing up the pelvic region, and of course, softening up the armor around the chest and the heart area. Internally, this will feel like taking off the mask so that you can be seen by others for who you really are, with your charm, with your charisma, with your strength, but at the same time also your humanness, your humanity that has feelings, that has a certain level of softness and vulnerability too. Externally in relationships, this will provide a better way to have relationships based on truth and on trust instead of just on manipulation. At the same time, it'll allow you to feel authentically connected to yourself while also connecting in integrity and authenticity with other people. Your next steps. So if this resonates with you, then I encourage you to take the free character structure assessment below. 10 to 12 minutes to find out which one is your primary character structure. You also get specific insights into that character structure, how it's affecting your life, and you also get somatic practices that are best for that specific character structure. You can find that at bodymindconfidence.com or on the link below. Now, if you already know that this is your primary dominant character structure, I'm also going to leave a link down below for a series of 8 different exercises specifically for the psychopathic character structure to focus on grounding, releasing the pelvis, opening up the chest, letting go of control, so that you can start living more in your authenticity and your integrity. Link will be down below as well. A few final words. If this character structure resonates with you, then I have a few final words of encouragement for you. Number one, very important, is that you don't have to continue to perform in order to be loved. Number two, you do not have to always be leading and lead the charge in order to have value. And number three, you do not always have to be in control in order to feel safe. What we can work on is allowing yourself to feel peace, to slow down, to be at rest, and also to allow others to see you in your humanity as who you really are. You can take off that mask and allow your heart to come through. And that's where the real power is, your full, authentic self. And if you want support in allowing yourself to take off that mask and bring forth your truth and your heart, then we can work together. And I'm excited for that opportunity. Peace.